How's it going, guys? This is Soul Singed here, and welcome to my review for episode 4 of Battlebots, Season 7, World Championship 7. I believe we are seeing the last of the debut fights in this one, because we are starting to see some of the robots making their second fights. So first match of the night, we got Monsoon versus Black Dragon. Monsoon making its return. It has not competed since before the pandemic. And they were a very hard-hitting vertical spinner. They were like one step away from being top tier. But like I said, they have not competed since pre-COVID. So we'll have to see if they've managed to stay in tune, stay up to date, or if they have met the same fate as Death Roll in their first match. Black Dragon, on the other hand, they've competed. I believe they made it the year of the pandemic. I'm not positive. Yes, they were yes, they were. It was Minotaur that was absent the year of the pandemic when they had virtually no international teams. But yeah, I have to give this one to Black Dragon. Mainly because Black Dragon, not only is it a top tier robot, not only is it capable of winning the giant nut, it just survives. Like, it doesn't even have to look spectacular, it just survives. It does what it takes to win, and it survives. Next up, we have Malice versus Emulsifier, which is really strange considering Malice's debut fight was last episode. So they're already making their second appearance. And they're going against the rookie bot Emulsifier, which looked pretty good in its debut fight against Fusion. It lost, but it showed some potential. It showed some promise. I really don't know. To me, this one's a toss-up. If Malice can keep its weapon running and get some good hits on, especially if they can get around the back of Emulsifier and hit those treads, they might have a pretty good shot at winning. But if Emulsifier is running at top notch, they could do some damage. So I'm gonna give this one to the rookie Emulsifier. Like I said, I want Malice to win. I really like the concept of Malice. I don't know. Next is Starchild versus Overhaul. Starchild is a bootleg huge, but a thwack bot. And I mean that lightly. I just mean because, it has the big old wheels like huge. But Starchild is the closest we'll ever get to a thwack bot in Battlebots. For those who don't know, thwack bots are robots that are designed to where they'll go up to an opponent and they'll have like a long stick-like device protruding from the back. They'll go up to an opponent, slam it in reverse, which causes the robot to kind of flip over itself. Kind of like how you'll see Huge's stabilizers at the back kind of flip-flop sometimes, kind of like that, and hit the opponent overhead. Now, BattleBots does not allow thwack bots because they don't consider that an active weapon. So what did Starchild do? They decided to be a thwack bot with a vertical spinner. And they're going up against Overhaul, which is a sometimes very competent control bot. And I mean that pretty literally. Sometimes they look very competent and they look really good, and other times they just look terrible. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and give this one to Starchild because not only has Overhaul shown itself to be very inconsistent in years past, I just don't see what they could really do to something like this. I mean, unless they can jam up the wheels and just kind of ram it around the place, they might have a chance. But other than that, I don't really see what Overhaul could really do, because it doesn't matter if you try to like flip it over or anything, because it's impossible to invert it. So yeah, I don't know. Next is Gruff versus Quantum. Gruff fought Ripperoni, the pizza robot, in episode 1. Yeah, Gruff looked pretty durable like they always do. They didn't exactly do a whole lot. Ripperoni just kind of spazzed around with Gruff just there to kind of keep nudging it to keep it from fixing itself. Quantum was on point their first fight, so I'm giving this one to Quantum. They really shocked me in their first match against Captain Shredderator. Ugh. Excuse me, I have constant sinus problems. Next fight is Kraken versus Beta. Beta has the big, scary, hard-hitting hammer that they don't like to use. And Kraken used to be my favorite crusher, but they've massacred my boy. They've massacred him. They've given him a vertical spinner. No! But anyway, yeah, the new Kraken. They call it a kinetic crusher. And I haven't really seen any footage of it, but I'm assuming that it's just going to operate similar to like a hammer saw or something like Sawblaze or Scorpios or last season's version of Blacksmith. I'm assuming it's going to be one of those, because even Blacksmith called it a power hammer or something like that. Sounds like a freaking bowling ball name. But yeah, if this is the same unkillable version of Kraken we've seen in seasons past, mixed with a reliable, deadly vertical spinner, Kraken could go pretty far. I do hate that they abandoned the Crusher, because, I mean, we barely have Crushers in Battlebots to begin with. I mean, the only 3 I can really think of is Kraken, Quantum, Petunia, and I think going back to the early seasons, there might have been, I think Mohawk was a Crusher that didn't really do much. But yeah, I'm gonna give this one to Kraken. I could see Beta easily winning this if this version of Kraken is not quite as durable. But if it has the same durability as Kraken in the past, it will not really care about Beta's hammer. And with that vertical spinner, if they can get some key shots in on the top of Beta, then Kraken should be able to win this one pretty easily. And what the hell is this next fight? I would like to know what the hell this is. We have Shreddit Bro versus Horizon. Shreddit Bro is basically Pain Train's replacement. The team behind Pain Train made Shreddit Bro, and from what I understand, Shreddit Bro is a scale-up of the team captain's championship-winning Beetleweight. So I have to see how that goes. He now has 2 years of experience under his belt, and Pain Train did have some glimpses of hope there. It wasn't a complete junk bot. It did seem pretty competent. And if Shreddit Bro is improved on that, we could be looking at a nice little robot here. I don't know what the hell Horizon is. I understand that it has the two horizontal spinners at the ends that spin up, which cause the arm on top of it to spin, which makes the spinners hit harder. I've seen a couple of the fights of the lighter weight version of this, and it seems like it can work, though we do know that you can't always scale up a small design and have it still work, especially when gyroscopic forces come into play. I mean, a prime example of this is Rex. So, yeah, I don't exactly know how this will work out, if it will work out. Another thing to note is the more components you have, the more things there are that can go wrong. And I'm going to leave it at that and give this fight to Shreddit Bro. I'm all for new designs, you know. I think it's great that Horizon is trying something different. We'll just have to see if and how it works before I can really say much more about it. And then for the main event, we have Hypershock versus Whiplash. Both of these robots got their A's kicked in their opening matches. Mad Catter went absolutely feral on Whiplash. And Hypershock was kind of holding its own until Saw Blaze hit it so hard that it got stuck inside of it. For those who have already forgotten, Saw Blaze got their hammer saw stuck in the frame of Hypershock. So, yeah. I'm just gonna give this one to Whiplash because I feel like Whiplash has better driving, and they shouldn't have much problems being able to get Hypershock inverted. And yeah. Wow, it's such a shame. Some of these robots are gonna have, like, whoever loses this one is going to be on an 0-2 start, which is insane. So, yeah, that pretty much wraps up my predictions. I've been